y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Brianna, if you did not know. Excuse my face, I am having a really bad eczema flare-up. It's gonna run its course. I just leave it alone, no makeup, no anything, let it breathe. But today I am talking about having spine surgery at the age of 29. So, in 2017, I lifted up a bin of my kids' clothes and toys. Um, it was really heavy, and I wasn't supposed to be lifting it by myself, but their dad, we were together at the time, on and off, but together on the cusp of officially breaking up from ninth grade until 21. I was 21. He's a year older than me. He never showed up to help me move this stuff like he was supposed to, and I can't just sit around and wait. Things have to get done. So I lifted it, put it in my car. When I lifted it, I felt a small pinch in my back. I didn't think nothing of it, and then later on that night, I couldn't walk. I was like holding on to the wall, crying. I asked my mom and grandma, like, can y'all watch the babies? I'm gonna go to the emergency room. They did an x-ray. On the x-ray, it didn't really show anything, so they just threw me some muscle relaxers, some ibuprofen, gave me a ice pack. I was there for a while. Everything seemed okay. It did still hurt, but it definitely calmed down. They then suggested maybe, taking a little bit of time off work. I was a CNA at the time as well, but I did not hurt my back from being a CNA. My back problems literally came, this is Michael Jackson, yes. My back problems came from lifting that. Like, I felt the pinch. So maybe 3 months later, it was still killing me. They finally decided to do an MRI, and they seen that at first it was a small herniation, so physical therapy, they were like, they can't really do anything about it, but I can strengthen the area and it usually fixes in itself. Okay. Start physical therapy. They only see me like once a week. A year goes by. I'm back working heavily, doing CNA work, caregiving, in-home caregiving for sure. A lot of work, a lot of lifting. A year later, it's still bothering me. They did another updated MRI. It really wasn't a change. It was still there. So they said the same thing. Physical therapy and, just keep doing little exercises to try to strengthen it. They can't do anything about it. It will heal on its own. Okay. It did stop hurting at one point. It wasn't killing me, but it wasn't bad. And at this point, it was just still in my back. And at that time, I did already have both kids and everything like that. But I did have some slight sciatic nerve pain going down my left leg because my son initially was too heavy. He was 9 pounds, 3 ounces, and I pushed him out. So I was still having the nerve pain here and there. And then it stopped. Everything just completely stopped for, I'll say, another year. Everything was fine. Then out of nowhere, I'm still at this point doing in-home care, not necessarily a CNA, but just doing a lot of in-home care. And I'm sorry, I just heard like some water like spill out of something, and I don't know where well, anyways, it started getting like really, really bad. They put me on muscle relaxers again. No type of pain meds. Like, I'm taking ibuprofen. Ibuprofen isn't helping. Like, I've been taking ibuprofen for cramps and everything since I was like 13. Ibuprofen is only going to help inflammation so much, especially if you've been taking it for a long time. Then it got to the point where we started doing the cortisone injections, the steroid injection in the spine. It's kind of like an epidural. That did help. So I was great for 2 years after that. So 2017, 18, 19. I'll give it to like 2020. I was great. It got worse in 2020. They did an updated MRI. The disc herniation had gotten worse. Again, they're telling me the same thing, that there's nothing right now that they can really do about it. Physical therapy, try to strengthen it up. At this time, I was still in school. Well, not still in school, went back to school. Kids are in school. The appointments that they were just trying to set up for physical therapy, it wasn't working. So eventually we did the virtual physical therapy. But if you don't have the equipment, there's only so much that can be done. So I did little stuff in the gym that they told me I can do. And then again, I got another cortisone shot, which helped a lot. Fast forward, as time progresses, I'm noticing that it still hurts. And now it's to the point where when I'm laying down, like flat on my back, it goes like numb down the left leg. It hurts. It's pushing on the sciatic nerves when I lay down, and if I'm standing for too long. At this point, we're still doing the cortisone injections, doing physical therapy, just virtual, and the cortisone shots, they were helping. Last year, in June of 2024, my back was hurting really, really bad, and out of nowhere, it decided to go from the left leg to the right leg. This pain was a 10 out of 10. My left side has never done what it did to the right side. I could not physically get up out of my bed, and my bed was not that high. I could not sit up. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I needed physical help. If I made it to the bathroom by holding on to the wall, I couldn't physically stand up. My boyfriend had to come help me. And when he was at work, I tried to use the damn, what is this shit? You know where you put the towel handle, towel rack thing. Bent it. I knew that was gonna happen, but I had to get up. I was in so much pain, and I emailed my doctor. And at this point, I'm living in Vegas, but I still had my Kaiser out here. My cousin was coming to visit. They prescribed me prednisone and muscle relaxers. She brought them for me because she was coming out for her birthday. And it did help to a certain point. I was able to get up, but the pain was still there. It was just like I didn't feel it as intensely, and the sciatic nerve pain was so bad. I did try to walk around and just could not do it. And at this point in time, I have an upstairs downstairs house. I'd rather lay there than have to try to get up and even make me food. Like, I'd rather starve. Like, I was out of commission. At this point, I'm just like, I emailed my doctor again. She's like, let's try another shot. I even tried acupuncture, and I'm scared of needles. I can get tattoos just fine, no problem. Something about getting a shot doesn't sit right with me. It hurts. I don't care. Getting my blood drawn, it's because my veins are so little that I don't like it. They're so little and they roll. They have a hard time getting it in the first place. So, no. I'll just be like, no. I don't want to do that. But anyways, I was able to make it through the airport and everything. I got the cortisone shot. It definitely helped. But ever since June of last year, 2024, it has been really, really bad. So my doctor was like, we need to get an updated MRI because it's been like 2 years. Okay, we get an updated MRI. I'm gonna put the picture of how it is now. The disc is so herniated that it is not moving off of the sciatic nerves. So this Tuesday, February 25th, 2025, I have to have a lumbar, I don't even know what it's called, a lumbar something. Basically, what they're going to be doing is making an incision in my lower back to my spine, shaving down some of the bone, completely cutting off the part of the disc that is herniated. They're not going to take out the whole disc, just the part that is herniated and pushing against my nerves. And they're going to have to shave some of the bone around it down. So I'm already short. I'm like 5'2" and a half. Yes, that half counts. I'm not 5'3", but I'm not 5'2". He said I'm going to drop maybe 2 inches. Hopefully not, but I'm going to be a little shorter than what I already am. and they're gonna have to sew me back up and staple it back up. And they said I should be able to return back to work within 6 weeks, and that is April 8th, and I start back school to get my associate's degree literally that day. Back to Vegas I will be moving. But it's just, to think about getting that surgery done at 29 is really scary, because I am the main person that takes care of my kids. I take them to school. I pick them up from school. I have to work. I filed for Social Security disability last year in September. They still have not approved it. They're telling me they just now got updated records, but they have already had the records. Nothing has changed. The disc is still the same. So I'm very much confused on why it's taking so long. I was hoping that they would have already approved me by the time they decided if they were going to do the surgery or not. That way I won't be stressed out about not having any money, because I've been placed off of work so much last year on temporary disability that I didn't get to work to where there's any money left for temporary disability through EDD, because I really didn't work. I was in too much pain. So with that being said, it's not easy for me to even decide to get the surgery, because realistically, if I'm the only person doing for my children and they won't give me the disability, then what money am I going to have? They need clothes, they have to eat. Being off work for 6 weeks, and that's just an estimate. If I'm not feeling any better, then it won't be me going back in 6 weeks. It's very stressful, and I'm trying not to stress about it, but I don't think a lot of people understand like what I'm dealing with on top of getting the spine surgery, on top of, for some reason, I did not get my tax money. I don't know what's going on. I didn't receive any letter or anything like that. So it's just stressful to think about the fact that I have to be off work. I won't have any money. Unfortunately for me, I am not close with my family, and I'm okay with that. We are complete opposites. So I'm okay with not feeling like a part of a family that I never was a part of in the first place. I do talk to 3 of my brothers. One's younger than me, so he's doing his own thing, and the other one, he works a lot. But he did say like I can stay at his house for my healing process, because my mom, and I never told nobody this, I was adopted. So when I say my mom, I'm talking about my adopted mother. She is my mother. She is who raised me. She lives up a flight of stairs, and I am not sure if I'm going to be able to come up the stairs, just because of the surgery. They don't want me bending, no lifting, no anything. They did say get up and move around and like go to the bathroom and stuff like that, but not too much, straining or anything. And she lives up a lot of flight of stairs, so it's just like I don't have that help. I really wanted to get my surgery done in Nevada. That way I could have my boyfriend's help, because even with him working, that man he makes sure I'm good. So Nevada offered me the surgery, and they were going to do the wrong one, unfortunately. So that just made me say hell no. So with that being said, I don't have much help when it comes to the healing. Like, my mom's going to take the kids to school and stuff for me, so that's taken care of, and I appreciate her for that. But just thinking about getting a spine surgery done is really scary, because you never know what can happen. God is always going to be by my side, and I know nothing is going to happen to me. Like, I know that I'm going to be okay, but still, to be out of commission for that long, to not have the funds, it's just like recurring in my head, like, what am I gonna do? I try like not to cry about it, but my eyes are getting watery, so forgive that. But I've just also been going through a lot of stressful stuff, so it's just not easy. They were originally going to do the surgery April 21st. They called me and said, hey, we have the 25th open, let's do it now. I agreed. I am still stressed out and nervous, but it gives me a chance to start school when I wanted to. Around this time next year, I'll be graduating with my associate's degree in healthcare administration. I am a medical assistant, but I felt like getting that degree just because if I'm not all the way back to myself with that kind of degree, I would be working, from home if I wanted to, or front desk, at a desk, instead of moving around and putting a lot of stress on my back, but also providing more stability for me and my children because I do want to have one more baby late next year once I'm done with school. So it's just a lot to think about and to take in. Honestly, they have all these instructions. I have to be there at 6 a.m. I have to be up by 3:45 a.m. or 4 o'clock to drink a carbohydrated drink. And they're doing the surgery all the way in Oakland. I'm in Vallejo, so we have to drive there. So we need to leave here by 5. Surgery doesn't start till 8. It's a 4-hour surgery. Won't be done till around noon. Won't go home till around 3. And apparently, as long as I feel okay, they are going to send me home that same day, which kind of threw me off. Like, dang, y'all not going to keep me here for a little bit. But it's just hard to think about getting any type of surgery done, especially when you're a parent and the main parent. And then we're also going to court. We're supposed to go back March 11th, which is 2 weeks after my surgery, and I need to call the judge to see if we can push it back, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in a lot of pain still, and I don't need that stress over my head as well. But yeah, it's just a level 1 surgery, a lumbar. I believe, I don't want to say the wrong words, but I believe it said some type of lobotomy or something like that. I wish I had a paper that showed it, but I didn't. And yeah, I'm gonna put the picture of where the herniated disc is though, so you guys can like see where it's herniated at and see how bad it is. And since it's like so bad, when I walk in the grocery store now, it's to the point where not even 5 minutes of me walking around the grocery store, my entire right leg goes numb all the way down to my foot, and it just starts tingling, and it's not a good feeling, and it also hurts. I do still keep walking around because who's gonna go grocery shopping for the kids if I don't? And I don't like to have my mom do a lot of stuff. Like, she still has her own life, and I'm not gonna ask my mom to constantly watch my kids do this, do that. She has a life to live of her own. So therefore, I still need my independence to do for these children that I chose to have. And yeah, that's just how it's going to be. But I am she's actually calling me. I'm going to call her right back. But yeah, I am nervous about my finance situation overall. I know God has the final say in everything, so hopefully everything just turns around after the surgery for me while I'm healing. If not, I just pray that I am healed within the 6 weeks so I can get back to work as soon as possible. And yeah, that's pretty much the surgery I'm going to be having with my spine. And I will do like a little vlog type thing on my way to the surgery, and especially after, to tell you guys like how it went and how I felt, and then do like a maybe not weekly, maybe every 2 weeks process of how I'm feeling and everything. So yeah, just stay tuned and stick with me to see how everything with this surgery goes. Bye. So here is the picture of where it's herniated at.